Luka Dončić just inherited a championship or bust Lakers empire, but now a $12.5 billion shock and a stunning ownership twist could turn the entire franchise upside down.
Well, I think they're going to have one of the best offensive teams in the league. They still have one of the best offensive players in Luka Dončić. They got enough offensive firepower to win games in the regular season. There's only 4 teams in the Western Conference that I feel like that are better than them on paper. The Nuggets, Spurs, OKC, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Outside of that, they're right in the middle of the pack. But here's the thing. Tim, you know this, the middle of the pack doesn't mean nothing to the Laker fan base. I don't give a damn if it was Jesus Christ owning the Lakers, it would still be the same standard, meaning that it's championship or bust. And so now you start this new era of the official era of Luka Dončić has officially started, and now he's on the clock because the Laker fan base, they're spoiled. You know, they're built on championships.
Yeah, and look, the middle of the pack doesn't mean anything to Luka Dončić either. He's been to the finals. He's gotten a taste of that. That's the standard that he holds himself to. That's the standard he's going to hold the franchise to, and that's why he pushed so hard to go get the big man that he believed would give them a chance to reach those levels. And now, look, they paid a premium for Walker Kessler in money and in draft picks. And he comes in L.A. with some pressure on his shoulders, okay? It's a great situation for a big man getting a run, pick and roll with Luka Dončić, but the pressure comes on the other end of the floor.
But the pressure on the court may be only the beginning, because behind the scenes, a stunning development is putting the entire Lakers' future under a much bigger spotlight.
So that's a yes, Jeannie will stay in power here, but that could also change. And this is, I do think a lot of this is, you could tell this is all happening on the fly. I mean, the reporting around this is that effectively what happened was Bob Iger, Joshua Kushner, they were trying to buy the NBA's Vegas team, and that number just kept going up and up and up and up. And they thought, oh my God, okay, well, if this is going to cost us $8 billion, $9 billion to buy an expansion franchise, Mark Walter just bought the Lakers for $10 billion. If the price of the Vegas team keeps going up, and we're going to have to not only put in $8 billion, $9 billion, whatever it's going to cost, $10 billion, whatever it's going to cost to buy this expansion club, plus then build an arena, would Mark Walter be interested in selling? Like, we might be able to just get the Lakers for that price. Like, that's absolutely unheard of. That's unreal. And so apparently this past weekend, they reached out and just said, hey, would you consider selling the Lakers? And again, the question that's still out there is why? Why would Mark Walter buy the team officially less than a year ago? We heard about the sale more than a year ago, but officially have it all go through less than a year ago and then turn around and say, yeah, I'll sell the team. Like, that's a bit odd, particularly when now he did profit, obviously, so bought it at $10 billion, sold it at $12.5 billion. That's not the exact amount of money that he put in. I think that number's more around $6 billion, but still, that's the valuation of the club. He made billions of dollars. Basically, that's what it comes down to. I thought Mark Medina did a great job putting it into perspective that Steve Ballmer bought the Clippers for $2 billion. Mark Walter just profited more off the sale of the Lakers than what the total dollar amount that Steve Ballmer bought the Clippers for. That's how much NBA franchise valuations have changed. Now, Steve Ballmer bought the Clippers back in 2014, but NBA franchises just keep going up and up and up. So effectively, Mark Walter said, yeah, okay, I'm interested. I'll listen to a potential offer to sell the team, and went, wow, in 9 months, I made like $2 billion. That's pretty unreal that you can have that kind of a return. And so he jumped at the opportunity. But I contend this, if you are a billionaire, right? You're a multi-billionaire. There's only so much that stuff you can buy, right? Fundamentally, how much does Mark Walter's life change if he has a $2 billion profit on a 9-month investment versus if he owned the Lakers? Either way, he's a billionaire, right? I would think being a billionaire and owning the Lakers, particularly after only having the club for 9 months, would have a strong appeal. So then again, that leaves that question. Why? Why would he turn around and flip it? I don't know that profit alone makes sense. as a reason for him to do it. So right now there's an information gap. Could it be the investigation that was into Mark Walter? Could that be part of the problem here? Could this be part of why he decided to sell? Maybe he needed cash for a particular reason. But the bottom line is that NBA franchise valuations are skyrocketing. Mark Walter was able to take advantage of that, and he made a big profit on the Lakers in a very short amount of time. Now, obviously, that stops the Dodgerification process for the Lakers, or it may. I mean, we'll see ultimately what happens. But as Mike Vorkunov noted, look at what NBA franchises have done in 25 years. In 2002, the Celtics were $360 million. 2025, the Celtics sold for and that was a record at the time. Celtics sold for a record $6.1 billion. 6.1 a year ago. 6.1. The Lakers just sold for $12.5 billion. More than double the price of the Boston Celtics. Now, the Lakers are worth more than the Celtics, just period. Even if the Lakers were sold today and the Celtics were sold today, the Lakers are going to get more. Why? Just a bigger team, bigger fan base, more media exposure, all those sorts of things. But not double. Like, this is insane value rising around the league for these clubs. But that is not sitting well with everybody. In fact, one prominent agent has already spoken out about this, and I think there could be some storm clouds brewing here. Let's get to that in just a moment. First, a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. You guys can check them out. Use the link in the description down below. The code, it is HMA. Great promo going on right now. Play $5, get $150 if you win over on Prize Picks. Great time to check them out. This is for new users. If you haven't checked them out yet, go check them out. Nafisa Collier, I'm saying more than 14.5 points. All you got to do is pick more or less than some of your favorite players. Nafisa Collier has cleared that number in all 5 of her last 5 games. So I'm going to say she does it again. And then Aaron Nola, more than 4.5 strikeouts. You can mix and match sports, which is really cool. If you guys want to get in on it, use the link in the description down below. That code, it's HMA. Play $5, get $150 in your lineups if you win. Okay, these franchise valuations going crazy, going through the roof. As Mike Vorkunov noted, again, this is the record sale, the biggest sale in the NBA, $12.5 billion for the Lakers. Unbelievable, right? A $2.5 billion increase in value for the team that just lost LeBron James, and they went up $2.5 billion in value. Unbelievable. And that could be a problem. Take a look at this. Jeff Schwartz, founder of Excel Basketball, said, incredible, the Lakers sell for $12 billion, yet teams won't spend on older vets because of current CBA rules. Thank you, Union. Jeff Schwartz is an NBA agent, and his client list includes a number of prominent NBA players.
Luka Dončić just inherited the most ruthless job in basketball. Not simply being the Lakers' superstar, but carrying a championship or bust empire. The Lakers could have one of the NBA's best offenses, with Luka leading the attack and Walker Kessler arriving as the big man Luka wanted. But analysts still see Los Angeles behind the Nuggets, Spurs, Thunder, and Timberwolves. And for Lakers fans, middle of the pack means nothing. Luka has already tasted the finals. Now, the expectation is simple: win. But the pressure on Luka isn't the only thing exploding around the Lakers. Behind the scenes, the Lakers have become the center of a stunning ownership story. Mark Walter acquired the Lakers at roughly a $10 billion valuation. Now the franchise has reportedly reached $12.5 billion. That's a staggering $2.5 billion increase. The twist? Bob Iger and Joshua Kushner were reportedly considering an NBA expansion team in Las Vegas, but the price was climbing toward $8, $9, even $10 billion before an arena was even built. So suddenly, buying the Lakers looked like the better opportunity. That's when the unbelievable question reportedly reached Mark Walter. Would you consider selling the Lakers? And now, everyone is asking the same thing. Why? Because the money explains the temptation, but it doesn't fully explain the decision. Look at what happened to NBA franchise values. The Celtics were worth roughly $360 million in 2002. In 2025, they sold for $6.1 billion. Now the Lakers are reportedly at $12.5 billion.
That's more than double the Celtics sale price. And here's the part that's almost unbelievable. The Lakers increased by about $2.5 billion, even after losing LeBron James. That tells you how powerful the Lakers brand has become. But it also creates a dangerous tension.
Owners are watching franchises become enormously valuable. Players and agents are watching CBA restrictions limit how teams can spend on veterans. Jeff Schwartz, one of the NBA's prominent agents, looked at the $12.5 billion sale and fired back. Thank you, Union.
That's not just a comment. That's a warning shot.
And now the biggest question isn't how much the Lakers are worth. It's what this means for Luka. Luka Dončić is entering a Lakers era where everything is magnified. Every loss becomes a crisis. Every playoff exit becomes a failure. And every season without a championship becomes another question about whether this experiment can actually work. The Lakers can have explosive offense. They can have Luka. They can have Kessler. They can have billions of dollars behind the franchise. But none of that changes the standard. The Lakers don't hang banners for being middle of the pack. Luka knows it. The fans know it. And now, with a $12.5 billion franchise and a championship window opening in front of him, the pressure has never been greater. The ownership may be changing. The money may be exploding. But for Luka Dončić, the message from Los Angeles remains brutally simple. Bring home the championship or face the storm.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.